Hooray!
Yay.
It's Extraterrestrial Thursday, and we're live, and neither of you are Martin.
No, we're not. Martin is sick, and we're here standing in for him.
Yeah.
But I'm also sick, so we'll see how this
It'll
goes.
be an interesting... we did promise a feature stream on the social medias, so what we're going to do today is we are going to go through some of the new features in Heinlein. We have a save, you have some cheat sheets.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully go through them. I know that Martin is in Twitch chat. He's modded as Wissington, so hopefully he'll be able to help you if you have any specific questions. We'll try and raise some of them, but just to curtail your expectations, we're going for a feature stream today, so just going to show off some features. We'll see how long we last, because I feel like it's better if not more people in the Stellaris team just has to be home from the office plague later this week.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit shorter than usual, I think.
Yeah, we like I said, we have a list of things we want to show you guys, and once that's done, if we feel like there's time or we have the energy, we'll try and answer some questions. Otherwise, of course, if you have any more questions, post them on the forums. There's a new dev diary today posted by Martin about some of the stuff from Leviathans. So if you haven't, check that out. But right now, we are going to have a look at Heinlein.
Yeah.
Aziz, there are new galaxy settings, which we talked a bit about.
Maybe we should start by introducing ourselves.
That's a good question. I'm just like, everyone knows it. Everyone has...
I mean, everyone knows me, right?
Everyone
That's
knows
Aziz, and I'm Daniel, or aka Grekulf. So,
And what do you guys do on the Stellaris team?
game design,
I'm an embedded QA.
very cozy.
Yeah. I have my own little corner.
Currently, we have not released we have not given out an ETA on this patch, and we won't be doing that under the stream either. Once we know more, we'll let you guys know. Let's get to the settings.
Yeah, let's. Okay, so the new things.
Okay, can't hear the guy on the far left. That's unfortunate.
That's me.
Let me double check then. That's Aziz, because we kind of need to hear Aziz. In the meantime, I'll take my headset and I'll go in and look in the studio to see what's going on.
Very professional.
Very professional production value. Yeah, hi, I'm Aziz, in case no one heard me. I work as embedded QA on Stellaris. Yeah, so we're gonna go through the new settings for the Galaxy set.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for a lot of these things, so it's nice that we can finally add them to the game.
Yeah, so
yeah, you can now adjust the amount of fallen empires,
yeah, exactly. So
which
you
is
can
very handy. So some people might want to play with, 4 always, and some might not want any fallen empires.
and
you
it
can
also scales with the galaxy size, so you can.
Yeah.
You know.
And the habitable worlds is also new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we've been talking, or me and Martin have been talking quite a lot about on stream. That I'm guessing with more. So when it says habitable world 100%, what that means is essentially the new number for habitable worlds, right, in Heinlein?
Yeah.
Because currently in the retail, the version that's out now, there are more habitable worlds than a normal game in Heinlein would have.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, the number of habitable worlds in Heinlein is already, like by default, will be reduced. So the planets will be more valuable. And we also, I think we already talked about that, the new planet classes.
Yeah.
That have been introduced in different climates. And so the 2 new planet types, which is the Alpine worlds and the Savannah worlds.
Yeah, and we will see the Alpine worlds in the save.
But so because I just want to talk, since the habitable worlds slider goes up to quite high. Yeah. It's if you want to play on the number of habitable worlds that are in the game currently, then where would you be on that slider? Is it 250%? Is it a hard question to do math when you're about to get hit by the plague?
On the fly, I'd say maybe it's 300%, because maybe we reduced it by maybe by 2/3. So I guess between 200 and 300%, I guess.
Okay, so somewhere there. So that's That's all I wanted to know personally, because I do like the idea of having less habitable worlds, so they're even more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything else when I was looking at the audio stuff?
I don't know.
No,
Let's
wait.
ask
Should
the
we?
chat.
Should we continue with
Yeah,
the settings?
Let's
Yeah.
keep
I
on
mean,
going.
yeah, because we have AI aggressiveness now.
Mhm.
So you can set in like high aggressiveness, low, and normal.
And aggressiveness for the AI, is that specifically like warlike aggressiveness, or is that also expansion? What type of aggressiveness does that? What does it mean?
I don't know exactly. It's more Martin's corner, but I would assume like how likely they are attacking, like the values.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say like, oh, you need this high value to
Oh.
to be able to be attacked.
Yeah,
Maybe even says so.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
We are very
Yeah.
prepared for this stream.
Well, I mean, it's this is the kind of stuff that happens,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just have to roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Dark Demise, as far as I know, I haven't heard anything of an early beta for Heinlein, so I don't dare answer that questions. And
I'm not sure. I think we sometimes have done that.
yeah,
Released the beta patch
Yeah.
a few days before.
Martin points out that AI aggressiveness is not new.
No.
It's not?
Nope.
Oh,
No, I don't think so.
that's a bit embarrassing, but you know.
Well, I mean, you're an embedded QA, so do you do anything other than play Stellaris all
Oh,
day?
jeez. I actually just started a month ago, so... Or
Oh,
on specifically Stellaris.
Yeah.
I've been on Paradox for like 2
Yes.
years now.
But yeah, so
Yeah, the next thing, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, at this point, I'm like, what's actually new? What's been changed?
Clustered
Well,
starts.
clustered
is
starts
new.
is definitely new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, clustered starts and the advanced neighbors, if you want those or not.
And now you can turn off endgame crisis.
For those people that have started Stellaris and ended up next to 2 advanced neighbors already, like there's nothing we can do here.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
a challenge.
Yeah, it's true.
We don't want to. Maybe we should remove it. We don't want to foster weakness.
Yeah, it's true. And let's just put default high aggressiveness as well. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I
let's
just load up the game that you prepared.
Yeah, so there are some parts of the stream that have been prepared,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like this save,
Like
for
the save
example.
game.
This, yeah.
Piglet, we have not released the price info for Leviathan either. However, Heinlein, which is most of the stuff we're showcasing right now, is of course a free patch to the game.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff is in the free patch, and some of the things are in the DLC.
So,
Yeah, as this has now loaded up the game, and I guess
I guess we can
depending
start.
on how many people have been looking at the different types of screenshots, there are some things you can see immediately, like the top bars change slightly.
yeah.
Yeah, it has.
Because now we have the drop-down menu. Like if you click it, you can see that a lot of the screens that used to be tabs in different screens have now been moved to being completely separate screens that you find through this drop-down menu.
Okay.
And the reasoning behind that is some of the tabs I did not feel really belonged.
Yeah.
For example, I believe before you clicked on the planets list, and under the planets list you also have tabs for factions and leaders. And I didn't really think they belonged there, so we finally decided to move them to a separate window that you access through this drop-down menu. So it should be more easily, it should be more easy to access some of the screens that you might want to access. We still keep some of the hotkeys, as you can see here on screen.
Yeah, they've also been like reshuffled. So if you're used to the old hotkeys, it's gonna take a while to get used to these.
Yeah,
At least it did for me.
because it's according to like the design principle, you want to have important items sorted on the top and then on the bottom, and then second top, second bottom, going in that order. So you would have the most important planet and sector list to the top, and then the ship designer to the bottom, and then leaders and expansion, etc., etc.
Yeah. So, and I mean, the expansion planner, we've seen that in pictures.
Yeah.
What does it look like when it's actually in game? Very nice. It's not that
Looks
much.
incredible.
Yeah. Wow. When there's only one planet, it's less impressive.
Well, now there's more.
Yeah.
So you can filter the planets after whether they are surveyed or colonizable, and then,
You can also sort by habitability in the drop-down. And decide which kind of species that you're looking by. So like imagine you have a number of different species, and only some of them are valid for, let's say, desert worlds. So you only want to show the ones that are valid for you. Maybe you only want to see the ones that are your primary species, for example. Then you only select your primary species, and then you only see habitability sortings by that. The species.
Yeah, so as we mentioned at the early in the stream, we see a bunch of alpine worlds, and that's one of the new planets, right?
It is, and
well,
this is what it looks like.
Yeah, so alpine worlds are basically worlds where life has grown, has evolved at a very high altitude, because maybe the surface is poisonous or covered by some sort of other inhospitable terrain. So you can basically see here that the cities are growing high above the...
It's a lovely picture.
Yeah, it's a lovely picture.
It's also a very lovely... Is it the planet name? That's ZL-1-21-12?
No, that's the
asteroid.
Right. The asteroid.
That happens to me all the time. And I'm like, that's not what I named it. I'm like, oh, it's because this is happening. Zoomed out too far.
Yeah.
So the other new planet type is the Savannah world, and maybe we'll find one of those later, but we'll see.
Maybe. I have not actually checked the save if there are any.
Because as you saw in the expansion planner, a number of planets that we had was quite limited. So if you zoom out, maybe we'll also see that we don't see that many. We only have one there that's not surveyed.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start by surveying some of our systems so we can see more stuff in the planet list.
Survey.
Okay, let's.
But a new feature with the science ships is actually the auto explore feature that we've added.
Yeah, and if I understand correctly, auto explore, that's a tech that you have to research, right?
Yeah.
Currently, so it's not something you start out with as soon as you get a science ship, but you can research it.
That's correct. There's a technology called automated exploration protocols, if I remember correctly. And it basically allows your science ships to automatically explore, like Aziz is doing right now, which can be very handy, obviously.
Yeah, because now I can just switch to my other science ship and do whatever I want here.
Yeah, and auto exploration, it does prioritize planets that you can colonize.
Okay.
So it looks for them if you see them already on the map, and they're nearby within your borders. We'll prioritize them first, and then go by habitability and size.
Yeah. So how does if I set a ship to auto survey, how does it handle space monsters?
It should still, depending on what sort of stance you've chosen on your ship.
Okay, so
monsters.
Yeah,
but so it still follows stance.
Klingon Admiral wants to know if there are automated constructors, and as far as I know, there's no such thing in at least not in Heinlein. No. And I'm sure if Wisp was there are if you wanted such a feature or tech, there are certain game things you need to think about. For example, like do you want the ship to automatically use your minerals that it's harder and blah 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 and a bunch of things. So
it's a bit more complicated when you have.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at in a roundabout way, as almost every question is. You're like, no, it's a bit more complicated.
Because decision making should also be up to the player. Like, is this worth the money that I'm investing? And like taking the time to actually build up the infrastructure in space as well as on planets in your empire is a part of the gameplay. And the reason, kind of why we chose to make the exploration be a little bit, the auto-explore feature be a little bit later is because exploration is still an important part of the game early on.
Wiz is telling me that we should check communication because it's a new feature.
Yeah, it can.
And that's a Fallen Empire. So that's and I mean that's new for Heinlein. Fallen Empires didn't really want to talk that much before.
Yeah.
No, Wiz has been changing a lot with the Fallen Empires. I think now they give you sort of small quests. They ask you to do things, and they might even you know, if they feel sorry for you, they can help you sometimes if you're not doing so well.
So, and these guys want us to do what?
They want us to give them one of our pups so that they can preserve our future.
Oh,
So they
okay.
don't trust us.
That's not creepy at all.
I think
Endangered species preserved.
they're telling us we are unlikely to last more than a few centuries at best. So they want one of our pups so that, you know.
Well, that's so nice of them.
Yeah, and our options here are we can either give them one of our pops, which our pops will not like,
Yeah, of course.
or the other option is we will disappoint the Fallen Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So let's just give them a pup.
well, I don't. Let's see what Stream Chat wants. if they want to protect their own people, or if they just want to give them away to the Fallen Empire. So, purge the heretics, while normally a worthy choice in any Stellaris event, I don't think is viable here, unfortunately.
No, it would be save the heretics in this case, I guess.
Start.
Give.
No, okay. So here comes Stream Chat. Give them pop, and then a bunch of no, and then. This is
And then a PogChamp.
It's yeah.
Yeah, well, like I think we only accept answers in Twitch emoticons.
I give is winning, so I guess we should give them a pop.
Let's give them a pop.
Now,
And
how?
now,
Yeah.
I guess this one.
Why did we give? Don't. They're like, yes, let's give them the power workers union. That's weak. Let's give them that.
Yeah. So I guess the ship has been exploring a little bit now. Has it explored any of the planets? If you open the
actually-
expansion planner again, then I guess we
That's
should.
See, it still takes time to get used to this.
Yeah,
we
so-
see that one before already.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one we've seen.
that
So
one we
it
saw.
hasn't found any yet.
Oh, I guess this one is less than 60%. That's why it has a modifier, so it won't. So let's just change this to 40, and now it appears.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
And that's so our species. What world do they come from? Alpine.
Yeah,
worlds,
they come
right?
from Alpine.
Yeah, so tundra, they can still, tundra is in their same, and then Arctics are
Arctics was,
yeah.
slightly slower. And
So Alpine is a cold.
Mm.
I think the climate is cold climate, right? If you check the planet and you tooltip the background, I think.
Oh,
No, sorry, the Alpine.
everyone wants to talk to me today. Go on.
It's
Okay,
a
frozen climate, yeah.
Every I'm multitasking because I need to mod
Everyone.
everyone within reason that works at Paradox Interactive gets
Yeah.
mod status in Twitch chat. Okay.
Something else that's new in the drop down that we didn't talk about yet is the strategic resource. view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think we have any strategic resources, which is why the list is empty.
Yeah.
But something that's different in Heinlein, because compared to 1.2, is that previously the strategic resources were used in spaceport modules or in buildings on planets. But something that we're doing differently here is that strategic resource will have global effects once you have access to them, which is why once you get a strategic resource, you will be able to see it in the strategic resource list or interface, and then you will be able to see which effect it gives your empire.
And if I understand those correctly, it also means that if you do find a strategic resource and then find another source of it, they won't stack for your empire, but you can use them as a trading resource with other empires.
That's correct. The resources will not stack if you have more than one, but you can use them for trade, like you say. So if someone else has two and you have two, you can trade, and everyone's happy.
So you also have a few more things that you can trade with the empires that you do like or want to impress compared to previously.
And something that's also new in, well, that's actually in the DLC, is the enclaves that we have talked about. And some strategic resources will only be available through trading by certain trader enclaves.
So, since I've prepared the save, I already know where they are. So let's just go there.
Yeah, and the enclaves, like I said, is a new feature in the Leviathan story pack. And they come in 3 different types, which are the traders, which you can trade minerals and energy credits with.
Oh,
And
here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
So these are
the traders.
high trader
Sis, maybe you should start by buying some minerals, because you're kind of low.
Yeah. And there we go. So I can choose how much I want to buy, of course. And yeah, so let's just buy 1,000.
Yeah, you need 1,000 minerals, I think.
Yeah, big spender. Yeah.
Yeah, and the opinion has increased a little bit since we have been trading with them.
Yeah.
And trading with enclaves, or like having some sort of interaction with them, will increase their opinion of you, as will it if they are actually inside your territory. So it will passively increase per month. And certain actions are locked if you do not have an opinion that's high enough.
Yeah.
And in this case, with the traders, it would be the strategic resources. You will not be able to buy the strategic resources from them unless they like you.
Yeah, they need an opinion of at least 50.
Do you know beforehand then what do the strategic do the traders always have the same strategic resource, or are there different ones from the traders?
There are 3 different traders with different names, and each trader, like in this case, the Mutagan, Mutagan even, they have the same strategic resource every time.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just...
Yeah, Martin suggests that we should buy the resource.
Yeah, that's... I was thinking that as well. Let's just cheat a bit, so, you know. Oh, there we go.
They like us a lot.
Now they love us. And now we can buy the crystals for 1,000 energy credits.
So if we buy the crystals, you should probably be able to see them in the strategic resource interface. You can also click the strategic resource icon in the top bar, or you can find it in the drop down.
And that now, as a strategic resource, has an empire-wide ethics divergence minus 10%.
That's correct.
And that's what it does.
Yeah. So exactly. So it's a lot more easy to use them now, and it should feel a bit more that you actually like use the resource for your empire as opposed to just individual planets. And I'm gonna check my cheat sheet now to see what else we should be talking about, because I prepared this cheat sheet. Because something I actually have on the cheat sheet as well as that I want to talk about is the ship combat rebalancing that I've been working on. Because it's mostly been sort of my pet thing.
Yeah.
And something that we've been doing differently in Heinlein as opposed to 1.2 is that each ship size will have a more unique role as compared to before. So if you, for example, look at the corvettes, we'll see that they have 2 different sections now. If you click the sections, the torpedo boat, which has the torpedo slot. So torpedoes, all weapons that used to be torpedoes, are now in a different slot.
Yeah.
And torpedoes are missile weapons that deal a very large amount of damage. And but something that's different between missiles and torpedoes now is that in Win 1.2, all missile weapons used to have 100% accuracy, and they used to have an ability that made them ignore evasion. You could not evade missile weapons.
Yeah.
And that's something that has now been changed in Heinlein. We have introduced a new weapon stat. If you can tooltip a weapon, for example, the small laser, you can see tracking here. The tracking value reduces the target's evasion by the same amount. So that means that small weapons have a much easier time to hit small ships with high evasion than large weapons. So for example, if you check, as you can see here, this corvette actually has 80% evasion. So a large weapon that only has 5% tracking would not be able to hit this ship and deliver an efficient amount of DPS.
Yeah.
So that's why different types of weapon sizes is different, or is not different. It's important when you're attacking different types of ships.
Yeah.
So you have to design your fleet in accordance to what you're actually attacking.
Yeah.
And this goes back to the torpedoes. missile weapons right now have a very high amount of tracking. So all missile weapons have 70% tracking, which means they ignore 70% of their target's evasion. And that's in percentage points, not in percentage. And so torpedoes, what's different is that they do not have any tracking. So torpedoes, which deal a lot of damage, are very inefficient against evasive ships, but they're very effective against capital ships like battleships, which do not have an effective way of actually evading them.
Yeah.
And something that's also new, if you click something like... No, sorry, we can actually have it here. We have a new slot type as well here. Yeah. That's the auxiliary slot. Certain types of items. Did you actually research all of them? I don't think so.
Yeah, I've actually researched everything. Or used research technologies.
Oh, sorry. I can't even type this far away. If we do research technologies 1, we should also get access to the plating, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is all the different types of things that we can put in the slot.
Yeah.
For example, the forged plating, which used to be an utility slot, is now in the auxiliary slot. And the shield capacitators and the regenerative hull tissue as well. And if you look at different ship design, for example, the cruisers, you can check their sections. We have the other ship size that can use torpedoes as the cruiser, because they also have a torpedo bow. And you can keep looking at the different sections. Check the midsection, for example. Here the hangar slot also have a point defense slot. And the point defense, which usually in 1.2 was in the small slot, is now actually in its own slot. So it's a point defense slot. This means that you actually have to plan your ships and decide what types of components you want. Keep looking at the... And something that's actually pretty new here is that corvettes now have a bit more utility slots, because it would usually be quite difficult to equip them with like things like shield and armor, that you actually reached a value that made them able to carry out their role efficiently. But now when they have more slots, they can access more components, since they have more power, more armor, more shields. Yeah, we can also, for everyone that might have missed it, look at the battleships, because that's also a new slot size. It's the extra large weapons.
Yeah. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah, so some weapons will be spinal mounted, which means they will be mounted at the the front, or the underside of the ship. And this is a huge weapon that needs to charge up, and then it deals massive damage, and it will prioritize targets such as other enemy capital ships, depending on their size. So yeah, I think that mostly covers it. A lot of the things with the difference in the ship combat roles.
Cool.
So I think we can keep looking at the cheat sheet again and look at something else.
I mean, the chat is only wanting one thing, I guess, but...
Well, I mean, what the chat wants and what the chat gets are not the same thing. No, but we have some more things to go through, right? We have...
if you zoom out, for example, something that's different is the space monster overhaul. Because right now, we're changing so that the already existing guardians, which is the pirates, the void clouds, the space amoebas, the mining drones, they will actually spawn in their own territory, and now will be guarding certain resources or things that you can find.
Yeah, so the way I understand it is, in 1.2, they're scattered all over the place, but in Heinlein, they have, for lack of a better word, then a nest or whatever, where they kind of come from?
Yeah, and their nest... for example, if you look at the crystal entities, you usually previously you could find the crystal, I think it's called crystal forged plating, only by destroying the red crystals. But something that's different now is the crystal infused plating is something that's equipped by all of the crystal monsters, but their home point or crystal entity origin, or their home base, is the only place where you can find the crystal forged plating, the upgraded ones. And that thing now it gives you 15% extra ship HP, as opposed to previously where it gave a static amount of ship HP depending on your slot size. And similar things we will be doing with the mining drones. For example, mining drones will be they will have larger stacks now, so it'll be more difficult to actually defeat them.
Yeah.
But they will also have a more guaranteed success of finding actual valuable mineral deposits in their systems. So, for example, that if I defeat this fleet of 700 military strength worth of mining drones, I might be able to have a guaranteed size 4 mineral deposit.
Yeah.
And similar things we're doing with the void entity, the void clouds, which would be guarding energy instead of minerals, and the what are they called again?
The amoebas?
No, not amoebas. I'm just gonna look at my cheat sheet because I wrote it down.
That's fine. You're allowed to look at your cheat sheet however much you want.
This isn't school.
Yeah, like it's
Exactly. But yeah, we'll be doing similar things with the pirates and the space amoebas, but I'm not gonna spoil everything.
no, and I think that's kind of important. We want to show off as much as possible, but also at the same time leave some of the mystery for everyone to explore on their own.
Yeah.
That's why we've been staring at a static screen.
Yeah, we're like, here's some things we don't want to show off right now. We'll keep.
Yeah,
it
we've
back.
already been showing some things that I'm not mentioning that the people have already been talking about.
Oh, now people are just going to go through the video. Shouldn't have said that.
No, but they're gonna write it on the forums anyway. So
Yeah.
check the forums. You'll always find valuable information. People doing interesting analysis and things like that.
Yeah.
So should we keep on going on the same path? Because something that's very new with the Leviathan story pack are the large guardians.
Yeah.
We've already been seeing for example, on the title screen or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and I mean today's dev diary.
Yeah,
has some pictures of some of the Leviathans, and hopefully we can show off one of them in game.
Yeah, the space dragon.
If only we knew where one was.
I mean, let's just pick a system at random, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. Let's send our is it a 7K fleet now?
Yeah, but I think Aziz is always lucky, so he will find it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I always get the legendaries in Hearthstone. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Wow, Aziz, you're so lucky. Can't believe you actually found it on the first try.
I mean, what can I say, right?
Always lucky.
Yeah, so this is, if you read the dev diary, this is the Space Dragon. The Space Dragon has, well, we don't know that because we haven't surveyed the system, but I'm sure he's protecting something.
I hope I win this.
For sure.
I mean, it's not looking great, but I'm sure, I mean, you have a solid admiral.
I mean, he's new at the job, but I think that's fine.
He should be fine. I'm more like I know what's like about to happen, but also hot code and streaming tends to be like things go weird sometimes. So I'm like, ooh.
I believe in you, Aziz. You can make it.
I believe in Pendirm Den Badir.
He's I'm sure he's solid.
Does he have any funny traits?
He's cautious.
Not
sure. He's not the type of admiral to just go randomly to a system and see what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like, he knew there was a dragon here, and he knew he's gonna win the battle.
Of course. If you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah, and
maybe you should zoom in a little bit on that.
This epic
It
dragon.
looks so awesome.
Yeah, I really love it.
And
It's like crackling with energy.
And I assume the fact that it has a skull rather than, say, a fleet power number, whatever, is intentional. I mean, it does have some hull points, but...
Yeah. Some of the larger guardians will have this type of skull icon instead of the displayed military value. To just show that this is something that's very strong and you don't know how strong it is. You have to try to find out by yourself, like how much of a fleet do I actually need to take this thing out.
Yeah. And since we mentioned it, let's mention it again since it's on screen. This is part of the Leviathan story pack, so this is not part of Heinlein itself. This is a paid feature.
And there's a lot of more cool stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of it, and some of it's...
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yes, I don't want to spoil anything by using other adjectives, but I've been like, damn. That's a good. The dragons stay. So this specific guardian or a guardian,
Yeah.
does it stay in its home system? The way I've understood it is that yes, this one stays in its system guarding its horde.
It depends, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
depends.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say or not, but
Well, then let's not say. I'm also getting a blinking light on the camera battery, so I'm going to go change that. So we'll disappear for a short second, but we can just keep talking. I'll move us off the. I'll do this. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
So you just keep going on about what's actually going on.
I mean,
and
it
I'll be
seems
right
that
back.
our beloved Pendirm Den Badir has died, so
Aziz, can you show us how much damage you actually managed to inflict on the dragon?
yeah.
How much remaining HP does it have? If you click the dragon itself.
Can I?
No, sorry, close that screen.
I mean, we can see here, I guess.
Impressive. You managed to deal 3,200 damage with Aziz. Well done.
Thank you. Not even 1% of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep looking at the cheat sheet because if we're gonna get somewhere,
Do it.
can't be like, well, I was gonna say defeating dragons all day, but
I have
obviously,
another enclave to show, I think.
yeah. If you go to a random system, maybe we can find.
Yeah,
find
let's
another.
go to a random system and hope we find an enclave.
Oh, this.
Oh, look! An enclave.
Yeah, so these are the artisans, and the artisans are another type of enclave that you can commission for a piece of art. This is like a monument on your planet, or yeah, you can wish to become their patron, or you can organize. Like you can ask them to organize a festival, and basically, yeah, the artisans are sort of, you know, the enclave that's like ancient artists. Like they have perfected their type of culture and they're very talented.
I mean, you
and
can
like-
see that by their background window.
Yeah, and they're obviously the species themselves.
I mean, they have enough hands to paint lots of pictures
Yeah,
at the same
exactly.
time.
And very large teeth
Yeah.
to hold all the paint. So
Now, these guys already like you.
Yeah, because the AI has been playing, so it's not that they always like you from the start.
Okay, yeah. So they normally start at the normally on the 0
Yeah,
modifier.
exactly. And since they are inside our borders,
Yeah.
they will gain. They will like us more and more for each month, since they can live in our space.
yeah,
And yeah, so you can actually not organize a festival until they like you.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
should we organize a festival?
should we? Okay.
Maybe.
Why not, right? Who doesn't like a festival?
Everyone likes a festival.
Boring people.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't actually have the.
Oh well. Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's just. No, why?
That is a decent happiness modifier.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to afford this. Maybe I already have one.
No, you're missing minerals, right?
Let's just do this cash.
What happened now? That's funny because that's a.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, right.
No, it's just me being stupid. Okay, here we go. It is a deal. So now we should have a festival of worlds.
Yeah, so basically.
And that goes on for 5 years, right? Is my math right in that?
Yeah, approximately.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they basically travel around your planets
Mm-hmm.
and have this grand festival showing your people, you know, what kind of cool space alien culture there is out there. And everyone is happy.
Let's see if they actually are happy. Yes, look at how happy.
They are so happy.
It's
Super
Looks very
happy.
Yeah.
Especially
Now,
this guy.
is that happiness modifier something that affects everyone in your empire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an empire-wide
Yeah. Nice.
modifier.
So, yeah, you could say you could draw parallels to organizing festivals. This is sort of the same as having access to a strategic resource. So, like, having control of the enclaves would be very important. Especially if you have them in your territory, because then they start liking you passively. You don't have to spend a lot of minerals or, yeah. sort of interactions to make them like you.
Okay, what else do we have on the cheat sheet that we want to go through?
Well, we have the final enclave, which is the curators.
Oh,
But I'm not sure if you have found it randomly or not, but I can talk about it.
yeah, you can talk about it.
Something that's different with the curators is with the artists or the artisans have more focus on culture and happiness and bringing people together. And the traders, they have a very obvious focus. The curators, their focus is that they know a lot about the ancient galaxy. They know a lot about the ancient wonders, and you can pay them to help you increase your technology, or you can help. You can pay them to help you gain insight into different workings and the mysteries behind certain guardians.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you're having trouble with a guardian, then maybe it would be a good idea to find the curator to help you with that guardian, because maybe they have valuable insights in how to defeat that guardian.
Cool. And we said we were going to go on for like half an hour now. We've actually gone on for 40 minutes.
That's fine.
So I think since we're going to keep it short and we don't want, since me and Aziz have been next to you and you're almost sick, I'm sure we'll be feeling horrible tomorrow, Aziz.
I hope.
But yeah, so that's a quick look at some of the stuff that's in Leviathans. We will, of course, be back next week again streaming. If you have any questions on what you want to see or what you've seen, go to the forums.
Yeah, go to the forums.
And talk to us about it, and maybe you'll get some more information, or maybe you won't. Because like we said, some of the stuff we do like to keep a bit under wraps right now, so you can experience it yourself. But thank you so much for being with us and being interested in Heinlein. It's looking good, guys.
Yeah.
I've been like, should I be playing the nightly build? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait.
Wait until everything's finished.
Exactly. I've just had sneak peeks from our trailer producer looking to do cool things. I'm like, damn, this is looking nice.
It was an awesome trailer, by the way.
Yeah. Well.
Leviathan's trailer, you should play it again.
I wonder if I have it here. Otherwise, I would. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's on the YouTube's on Paradox Interactive. Sorry for the shorter stream today, but if people are sick, then we're going to make that our top priority. See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.